All right, so hello, and it's another weekend, and I guess it's another weekend twofer. Now, a group that I'd like to talk about is not really that new, but no, they are pretty new, but they're really big, and I would say if we're gonna calling a group a monster rookie. I guess this was the monsterest of rookies because we're talking about none other than NewJeans. Now, recently, just a few days ago, they released their second video from their comeback, "How Sweet," and but previously they already released "Bubblegum" as their next comeback. Now, for people who are not familiar with NewJeans, for K-pop people who are not familiar with NewJeans, well, why not? Why aren't you familiar with it? But NewJeans is a five member girl group that debuted in 2022 and 2022. So basically, they're already coming into their they'll be completing their second year in 2 months. Well, it's already July, so they'll be having their second year by next month, by July of 2024. It's going to be their second year out, and I would say that calling them success, saying that their rookie release was successful is an understatement. I would have to say that they're um, one of the most dynamic and one of the best debuts ever. Now, New Jeans is part of Adore, is under Adore, which is part of one of the sub labels of Hybe. Now, Hybe is part of the Big Four, together with JYP, SM, and YG. Now, but Hybe, unlike the other three, does their system into sub labels. Like, for example, we have Adore, which handles New Jeans. Then we do have Big Hit, which is who handles BTS. Then they have like BLF Lab, which handles Enhypen and Islet. And we also have like Source Music, which they acquired and is featuring Le Seraphim. So if you're gonna put them all together, the Hybe labels actually have a lot of very successful groups, and New Jeans is definitely one of them. Now, New Jeans has come into a lot of fire lately with regards to with regards to the battle between their CEO and Hybe's Bang Si-hyuk. But we're not going to be talking about that right now because what we're going to be talking about is New Jeans and their new songs. Now, New Jeans has blown up in TikTok, and especially with their Super Shy video, which has which has been followed up by ETA, Oh My God, then comes Dito, and Attention. You know, if there's one thing that I really love about this group is that their first three songs are actually pretty similar in terms of Super Shy, Oh My God and ETA. Oh yeah, by the way, Hype Boy. And but they were able to, within that same time frame, they were able to expand their music horizons into Dito, Attention, and even Hype Boy. And it's actually New Jeans is actually one of my favorite groups. And funny is that I've New Jeans the New Jeans vlogs is actually one of my favorite stress relievers as well, because watching them being goofy, watching them being sweet to each other, it's like you can really see the bond that they have. And personally, by the way, New Jeans is a five-member group. So there's Danielle or Danny, there's Hani, there's Minji, and then there's Hayin and Harin. Now, I'm not sure who's actually the leader, since all of them really usually act the same, but their maknae is Hayin. Now, I really love watching their videos because they can, aside from being goofy, it's really fun to watch. Actually, they're the only as I only watched three groups vlogs. First is Twice, of course. My eternal bias is Twice. Um, then I also watched the ones of ITZY. I love and NewJeans. I love how NewJeans are so together in a sense that they do stuff together. They really talk about things. You can see that they really have this close bond. And my favorite is between uh, well, I love them all, but my favorite interactions are between Minji and with Hani and Danny because they are pretty goofy in their own way. Uh, and but one thing I really love was seeing is the interaction between the Maknae line, Herin and Hain. Uh, it's their bond is so funny, and always even if you just watch their clips, you can just see how close they are. And my favorite person there actually, or my bias is actually Harin, because um, unlike um, unlike the rest, she can be goofy, like literally goofy without showing emotion, or she can be goofy without being goofy. And that's really funny, especially when she starts doing stuff like, or my favorite one was when it was Hirin's birthday, and then Minji was sucking on helium, and then they're making fun of her, and then Erin was saying, Erin, we need say something, and instead of saying something, she just said something. It is one of it's really goofy and it's one of my favorites. And mas the second one was when Erin doesn't want to wash her face. The three unis were asking her to wash her face, but she doesn't want to. While Erin just would just call her name, and she just go and follow her. It's really funny, and I love their interaction. It's something that I really love, and loving their first album, loving and all their songs. It started with Bubblegum, right? It started with Bubblegum. Uh, it doesn't have choreography. It's basically showcasing their singing, which honestly, for a hype group, it's not as strong. I will have to admit, singing is never a hype strong suit, but their voices blend very well. Also, it reminds me of not the Y2K concept, but it actually reminds me of 90s R&B. Especially with the tone of the voice, it sounds so 90s actually, 90s R&B. Those groups like like Black, yeah. It reminds me so much of that. The video in itself looks a lot like a vintage thing. Like you're looking into, well, there's the VCR, and it looks like it's something vintage. Seeing their interactions, it's very similar to Ditto or Dito. It's very similar to that. And one thing that really surprised me is how Hani cut her hair. It actually suits her very well. She looks cute with her long hair, but cutting her hair makes her look. She doesn't look older, but it changes her vibe, and it really shows her pretty face. Danny with the curly hair gives more volume to her face because she's so thin, and her body's like pretty elongated. If you're a Star Wars fan, she basically pass off as a Kaminoan. And okay, deep dive. If Star Wars fans, if you know, you know. And with her curly hair, it does give her a bit more volume. Minji is always pretty. I love the angles on her face. Hierin is like a cat, again, super pretty. And Heian is starting to develop. She's starting to, well, before she had the puffy face, right? Puffy cheeks. You can see that she's starting to really, I don't know, mature up and they're all beautiful. Well, every K-pop idol is beautiful, but I love NewJeans in the sense that you get to feel a sense of belonging to them. You know, it feels that you get to relate. But I enjoyed How Sweet a lot more. Why? Well, first off, it has choreography. It's essentially NewJeans. It's NewJeans has made more or less. Well, they're not the first to do the Y2K concept, but from these two songs that they're recently releasing, it's moving away from that concept. They're actually going, for me, they're actually going backwards. They're turning into the 90s, even 80s concept, especially for How Sweet. Um, First off, the use of I'm not sure if you call it a synth, with the toot 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 thing with that sound. It reminds me of 80s hip hop, wherein they do the robot dances, the popping, and it reminds me so much about that. Funny. Well, New Jeans have also been have is also carrying Coke as their sponsor, aside from Nike, McDonald's, Gucci, Chanel, Dior. Basically, in just 2 years, they were able to get these powerhouse endorsements, and it's a funny thing that how in the start of the video you already see Coca-Cola endorsement, and they just did the commercial. It's so cool, so funny as well. But it reminds me a lot of TLC. Now it's not 80s, but the sound reminds me of 80s hip hop. The movements reminds me so much about TLC. The flowing of the body. Now they do the usual. They do what I would say is the New Jeans shuffle. How is that? Is that they keep moving their body and they're moving their formation. Honestly, I'm not that. Honestly, it's cool for me. For me, they do it so well, but personally, it's a personal choice. I do find it a bit distracting. Honest, I have to be honest about that. They love that distract. It's pretty distracting for me. I know it's complicated since they do different moves each individually, but I do find it distracting, which is why I love attention a lot more. In terms of choreography, attention is my favorite. I really love that compared to the usual shuffle. But I love the way they move. I love this the way they move here more, especially with the body and like the flowing movements. I like it. It's for me. I find it a lot more organized. This one, and at this and the music is great. They might say if it's. I'm not sure. People might think that it might be weaker than their previous songs, but no. Bubblegum is fine. I would have to say Bubblegum is fine. I would have talked about it earlier, but I felt something lacking with Bubblegum. But How Sweet is good. I would- um I guess we have put New Jeans to such a high standard that most people might think How Sweet is not. But for me, it's a good follow up. They did the muted start with Bubblegum, and then they're going up again with How Sweet. And for me, it's a great follow up. We just have to. Most of the bunnies might have too high expectations, but for me, it's not. It's a good follow up. I would say the dance is a lot. I would even have to say that the dance is a lot better. It's more no, personal. It's again a personal opinion. It's less distracting, more flow. Um, Song, it's New Jeans. You can't go wrong with New Jeans. I know they're not the most powerful vocally, but they do blend very very well, and with the rap as well. Recently, I've also watched their university performances. Unfortunately, Hayin is injured, so it's just the four of them, and they're just so sweet. They're just so good. I still believe that this is currently Hayin's era right now. They've been featuring her a lot. She's I wouldn't say she's Makna anymore. She just turned 18, so I guess she's already in the same levels of Minji and Danny and Hani in terms of, but she's gone. Well, she's always been pretty, so no difference in that. Movement wise, she's doing very well as well. But uh, I'm also surprised with that, with Danny having changing her hair color to more of a blondie brown. I'm not sure. I'm bad at colors. Sorry, and it does suit her though. It gives more volume to her body, to her thin frame, and overall it's enjoyable. Right now, for the past week, there have been a lot of video performances for those Korean events, for the Korean university events. I so far I've watched one from Korea University and from Yonsei, but NewJeans is not part of it. They went to the other universities. They also did the performance on performance using a handbook, and it was great. Concept wise, marketing wise, they do great job. So such a great job, and I'm sure a lot of people have watched this already. I've watched these two videos already, and I just like to raise my appreciation on this as. I'm a big fan of NewJeans. I'm a big fan of NewJeans. Not a fan of the drama that's happening. I think we can talk about that in the follow up video. But all this is about my appreciation for NewJeans, for the return of NewJeans. That I'm really so happy that NewJeans returned. How Sweet and Bubblegum are great follow ups to their first to their debut, and I hope everybody's enjoying this. And I know, to borrow twice, it's like candy so sweet. Watching NewJeans is just such a joy, such a delight, and it's so sweet. So thank you again for watching this, and I invite you. I'll put the links down and enjoy it because it's NewJeans. Of course, we're gonna enjoy it.